Okay, I'm gonna try out this live option on YouTube to see if anyone joins. This is a surprise live. I did not schedule this. I was gonna sit down and finish crocheting some little granny squares with my new Prism yarn. I've already done 3. I'm gonna work through all the colors. I still have the blues to do as well. And I have these 2 limited edition colors that we ran for this first run of Prism. So these 2, this one's called Beryl and this one is Moonstone 2. And the quantities are, we don't have very many quantities of these, as these were experimental colors. So I'm going to crochet a little granny square with Beryl here. I saw that there was some discussion online about how do you pull your yarn from your skein? Do you go from the outside or the inside? And I am an inside the ball kind of knitter. I like to pull the yarn from the center. There's always that risk of the yarn barf that happens at the end, but I just deal with it. So I went live the day before yesterday on Instagram. It's been a super long time since I've gone live, and I'm just like kind of playing around with all of my bases lately. I just picked up the crochet hook, and I was talking about Alix. Today I'm working with Prism, and I'm just working on a 4mm hook here, just making a small granny square. I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, but we'll just see. I want to make a little swatch of each of the colors, maybe try crocheting them together to see what it looks like. But I really love how it feels on this 4mm hook that I'm using. So I'm not sure how interactive we can be here on YouTube. I don't know if I can see. Oh, I can see comments. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so Debbie left me a comment. So if you're tuned in, I see that there's a few people watching live. Let me know where you guys are tuned in from. And then maybe we can chat a bit. So right now I'm just doing a really simple granny square. Just setting up the first row. I guess my loop here, I don't know what this is called. I think it's called magic loop. It's just like a kind of I just kind of wrap the yarn into a circle and put the yarn through it. And then once I get done, you'll see I'm gonna cinch it and it'll close and make the center look like that. I am very much at the amateur level of crochet. I kind of only know how to do one thing. Hi Gerda, which are granny squares. I find them very satisfying to work on. So I can pull this yarn here and it'll make this loop a little bit. See, it made it a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna turn my corner here. It's really funny because I learned to crochet first before knitting when I was little. I remember crocheting a kind of a cover for the hanger that I would hang my dresses on. My mom had taught me how to do that. And I think that was the only thing I did. I'm not even sure I even really crocheted a granny square until I was an adult. And then I came back to crochet again as an adult, and because I kind of got obsessed with this pattern called the Babette Blanket by Catherine Merrick, and I was like, I have to make this. And it's just a bunch of granny squares. And so my friend Cecile Balladino taught me how to crochet. And here we are. Oh, Debbie, she said that she made a crochet blanket for her Barbie. That's very cute. Okay, I feel like I did something wrong here. Hold on a second. Why does this look so weird? I told you, I'm like an amateur. No, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I don't need this one. There we go. See, too many. I'm not paying attention. Just keep going and going. Kind of love that. No, now it's not right either. See, I'm missing that little corner here. I gotta turn the corner. I was right. Okay, let's go back. Anyways, so this is pretty much what crocheting is for me, start and stop. What I love is that there's only one stitch to kind of manage and deal with. Why is this not coming out right? It needs to look like this. Oh my gosh, you guys are probably laughing at me right now because I'm just like, can't figure this out. And I'm live. Hold on a second. Debbie's asking if I put extra stitches in the corner. So I put 2 stitches in the corner to kind of turn this corner like that to make it square. So this is a double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, and then 2, I chain 2, and it kind of turns the corner here. So then that, and so I should technically just turn the corner here. I don't like ending my square at the beginning here, so I think I'm going to pull back and start again. I did not have this problem on my other squares. Hold on a second. I think I'm just over analyzing this too much. Let's start again. In any case, this yarn is super forgiving to frog and then crochet again, which I find very pleasing. It's a woolen spun yarn. This is one of the very few woolen spun yarns that Bien Aimée has. We dye on another woolen spun base, but it's not my base. It's a collaborative base that I use from Derrière Natura. It's called Chiliat. And it's a worsted weight, so it's pretty thick. I would not, I'm not sure I would crochet that. I don't know, I'd give it a try. But this one is really lovely. This is a 2-ply woolen spun yarn that I've made. It's called Prism, and I'll show you, this is Moonstone. So this is like white base where we've combed in 50% of our recycled fibers. And so the iridescence of the color that you see here comes from the threads, the thread mix that we used for this base. And then the other 50% is this 19.5 micron merino. Had that combed together, and then it's spun with a 2-ply construction, and it's spun in the method of woolen spun. So super lightweight, very soft. It's a dream to knit with. I have a tiny little knit swatch here, so you can see what it looks like when it's knit. Really pretty stitch definition. I knit this on a 3.75 millimeter needle. You could definitely use 3.5 or 3.25. Really, really love it. This base color is called Moonstone. So this is that base color here. This is Moonstone. And then we have Moonstone 2, which is a limited edition color. It's bluer, as you can see. This one's a little bit more pinker, and this one's a little bit more blue. These were both spun on a white base, but it was the mix of the confetti that we, of my recycled threads from my studio, that changed the base color to make this one a little bit more blue and this one a little bit more pinky yellow. This is a limited edition version, so once this sells out, we won't have it again. And honestly, all of these are kind of limited edition here, these other colors that we have as well, because they all are based on whatever recycled threads that we are processing through my studio. So Prism's a really fun yarn that I released earlier this year. And I hope to continue to produce and make new colors, which will be super exciting. I see that we've got some more people have joined. Hi, everyone. Wow, we've got some people coming in. Where are you guys located? Scroll back, a bunch of messages come in. Netherlands, Alaska. Oh my gosh. That's great. So, what is the prize? What does that mean? And there's no prize in the live here. I'm just crocheting some yarn here and hanging out and playing around. So if you could elaborate your question, that would be great. All right, so I'm trying to find the top of my, there we go. So I can close this off. So this is actually my first row. And I don't want to chain here. Do I want to? Yeah, maybe I will. Okay, I'm gonna chain 3 to start my next row. And then I'm going to go inside each of the top of these double crochet to do the next row of my granny. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll have a look every once in a while. Also, I'm a very slow crocheter. Hello. Hi, Jeanette from Australia. Wow. What time is it in Australia? I feel like this might be a good time for us to hang out with people from that side of the world. It is 11:18 in the morning here in Paris. Okay. Now I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna turn my corner, 1, 2 chain, and then do 1 here. Debbie, I am sure that this is a different kind of square. It's a square that looks like a rectangle that I'm gonna force into a square. I don't know. I am not. So there should be a disclaimer saying that I am not a professional crocheter. I'm just experimenting. As my YouTube channel says, this is my knit lab or crochet lab today. Maybe I should change my name to Amy's Yarn Lab. But I'm just experimenting with crocheting little granny squares with my Prism yarn. How many of you crochet? If you crochet, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Are you interested in crochet? Let me know. I feel like a crochet blanket in Prism will be really nice to have. Yes, Debbie, there are many squares. That's what she's saying. I will be making many squares. See, that's starting to happen there. There we go. Yay for crochet. Okay, 1, 2, oops, I think I put this one in the wrong place. Hold on, I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Go back 1 more. I want to stick this double crochet inside that little loop right there. Okay. So for all the crocheters out there, what do you like to crochet? What is your favorite thing to crochet? And what kind of yarn is your favorite yarn to crochet with? Here we go. That's looking much better. So I really like doing granny squares and all kinds of variation of granny squares. That really is fun for me. So I'm doing a different variation than I normally do. I'm filling in this next round with all these double crochets. So just like the way it looks. Turn the corner here. Gerda loves crocheting and knitting. Me too. Cotton and wool. I have a hard time with cotton. It kind of hurts my hands a little bit. I don't have enough flexibility in the yarn. Maybe it's just the way I crochet. I really love crocheting wool. I crocheted some alpaca and wool a couple weeks ago. Let me finish this row and I'll show you what I made. Well, I'm still working on it. It's not done yet. But it was really fun working with the alpaca wool. Very drapey. Ooh. I'm gonna get into that little loop right there. There we go. I hope you guys find this relaxing, watching me crochet. It would be so cool if we could like live feed to each other and show each other what we're all working on. I guess I could do Zooms again, like I did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is my last one. I'm gonna close it off. Going through here. There we go. I made my little square. Okay, let's get my scissors out. There we go. And it's the same size as my other ones. Nice. I think that these are cute little color chips to see the yarn. I love how this yarn looks. Look at this one, so pretty. You can see all the colors of the recycled fibers. And if you look closely at all of them, they all have this really beautiful, unique iridescence to them. This yellow is my favorite out of the bunch. I love it so much. The barrel is really pretty too. So Debbie asked me if I've tried mosaic crochet. I have not. There's so much to try. Can you make some recommendations in the comments of designers that I should look at for mosaic crochet? All right, let's do one of these colors. This one looks like fun. This is for the teal lovers out there. These two are different. This one is greener than this one. It's hard to see in the screen. And when we were making these, I just couldn't decide between which one to keep, so I just ordered them both. They're really nice because when you pair these two with all the other colors, it really transforms itself. See, look at that. It's so nice. Especially with the yellow. Love that. Look at that. Pretty. Alrighty, let's crack into one of these. Let's do this one first. There we go. I'm just gonna stick that yarn barf back into the skein. And we're off. Let's try this. Let's make the magic loop. There we go. Oh, thank you for those recommendations. Tina Throw and Art Arctic 24. I remember Arctic 24. I think I read her blog for a long time. I think she had a blog, a really popular blog. I actually think I made a blanket of hers that I gave to a friend who had a baby. Yeah, that's a blast from the past. Isabeau is asking me, how many colors do you have on this base? And so these are all the colors that I have on Prism here. So we have 6 in the main collection, and we have 2 colors that we call éphémères, so kind of limited edition. And these are the 2 limited edition colors. And these are the 6 colors of the collection for this year. We are hoping to make new colors. I really want to make something inspired by this. This is my confetti anemone that we released a couple months ago at my pop-up. So I definitely want to add this purple into this collection. I think it'd be really nice. I want to make a green. I want to make a brown. So yeah, so stay tuned for new colors of Prism that will come out probably next year. I'm taking a break this year from making any new bases. It's also a very long process to make Prism, so we'll start working on it now. Jeanette says that she is interested in knitting the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Lavallee. You can add me on that bandwagon. I totally want to make that happen. I actually think someone in my office has already started working on that. I just need some time. I think that this could be my summer project, actually. I'm very motivated to make a crochet sweater this summer when I'm on vacation. I think that it would be really fun. So I just need to map out my colors and what weight of yarn she used. I haven't actually purchased the pattern yet, but I want to do that soon. Definitely want to make myself a Jethro. I am in the finishing stages of my Ariana cardigan by Savory Knits. I did that one in Helix and Felix held double. I don't have my project here with me in my office, it's at home. But maybe next time I go live, I'll bring that one on and show you guys. Definitely want to show off some crochet that I was working on while I was in the US a couple weeks ago. And I did some swatching on Instagram. So I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram too. I was started to swatch Alix and doing just a color swatch. And so I finished, well, I advanced. I didn't finish. I haven't cast off yet because I feel like I want to do some more colors, but I thought I would show you guys that today. And I have a swatch for a sweater by Midori Heroes that I would like to cast on and knit. And the swatch is very promising. So I thought I would show that off to you guys today as well. Today is a lot of show and tell. So again, if you're joining me, this is like one of the last live I looked on my YouTube. I did it like 3 years ago, and I think it was an experimental live during the pandemic, and I was just like, is anyone there? kind of thing. So I would like to do these on a regular basis. If you like this format, please leave me a comment to let me know that you enjoy this kind of content and I want to start working on stuff like this. I'm really craving more interaction than I get on like Instagram. I feel like I could schedule these lives here on YouTube so more people can see it, but then it'll always be saved here after I go live so that you can watch it whenever you like. Boop, boop, boop. Look at that tidy little corner right there. Crocheting is so satisfying. Did I get that in the right place? Yes. So easy to crochet back. I don't know, rip it out, I guess. In French or in English, we say rip it, frog it. Do we use that same term for crochet? Okay. Take a little drink break. I've got my vitamin C drink here. So it's kind of weird to be on live crocheting by myself, talking to myself. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I see that there's like 15 people logged in, so hello. If you just joined, I think it would be cool to leave a comment to say where you are tuning in from, and if you're crocheting, like what do you have on your hook? If you're knitting, like what are you knitting? I would love to know more and get to know you. All right, thanks Debbie for the name. This is super great. I hope that the comments are saved after this live. I can't remember. I believe they are. I will go look her up on Ravelry. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Danielle, for following me on IG. But yeah, I feel like YouTube is a bonus, and it's, I don't know, I just feel like I can reach a bigger audience here. Just want to give it a try and see. I'm going to be traveling a lot less here coming up in the next year, and so I want to kind of stay put here in Paris and do some events and do a lot of online stuff, and I don't know, just interact from Paris with you. So if there's things that you guys want to hear about and see and learn about, let me know. I'd love to build that into the content that I'm going to start to develop for online. Please subscribe to my newsletter. I think I'm going to send out a survey on my newsletter asking people for what kind of content they would like to see from Bien Aimée. And this would be a great opportunity for you to write directly to me, and I will read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and try to start catering some of the content that I make for online for you guys. It'll help give me some direction. Oh my gosh, you are right, Debbie. There's a lot of tourists this year for the Paris Olympics, and my family and we are going to be going to the United States. So it's time for us to go visit family. I also have a summer event in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle called the Flock Fiber Festival, and I will be there. So if you are in the Seattle area and want to join that festival, I highly recommend. I attended last year, and it was really fun. But yeah, Paris is going to be very busy this summer for the Olympics. Isabeau is asking if I'm going to plan a new book. I have ideas, but I'm taking a year off this year just to kind of recalibrate. There's a lot of work that goes into making a book, and then afterwards there's the book tour and traveling, and I'm going to take a break and really just kind of focus on the new yarns that I've produced and make some designs. I've been working on lots of designs. I just haven't released any of them yet, just kind of working up the courage. So Debbie asked, when is Flock? Flock is August 9th, 10th, and 11th. So have a look. They have an Instagram, they have a website. It's called the Flock Fiber Festival. So let's scroll back. We got some comments here. We have Ina from Sweden. She's knitting on a half fisherman rib camisole in a vibrant red. Ooh, that sounds really nice. That sounds really nice. Okay, so I wanted to show you another crochet thing that I'm working on. If my maths and everything work out, this will be a bandana. So my first pattern I released on Ravelry was my pattern called Le Bandana, and it's just a knit bandana that is the same shape of these bandanas that I like to wear when I ride my bicycle. And I always like having a little thing around my neck. Honestly, like when I feel cold, if I put something around my neck, it usually warms me up. So I thought about making a crochet version, and so let me make some room here. I made this cute thing here. Let me move some of this yarn out of the way. Also, I'm filming vertical, which I think this is kind of what social media demands us to film in. I would prefer to film landscape, but it is what it is. So this is a little half granny square that I crocheted, and I marled, so I held 2 strands all the way through. So the main color here is Avoine, and this is what the yarn looks like, and I held it double, and when I crochet this double, I pull from the outside and I pull from the center, and I hold the 2 strands together as I crochet. So I used Avoine, and then I went all the way through, and sometimes I held the color double with itself like I did here for the LBA yellow. But here I've marled it with Avoine. So every once in a while I go and I'll use it held double, and then I started marling it, and I really liked the way that it looked. I also got really creative and changed color in the same row. Like here I was on an orange row, and then I stopped and started using purple just to change it up a little bit. Really fun. So I made my triangle here, and if I just kept crocheting the triangle, it becomes too deep, which is fine for a shawl, but I wanted to make a more of a bandana with an elongated triangle. So I picked up stitches and I started a knit portion here. And I'm super excited with how this is coming out. It's really fun. I'm hoping to finish this side today so I can see what the width is of the bandana. But here you can see what the colors look like that I'm using that are marled with the Avoine. And it makes a really cute little rainbow, faded rainbow right here. And it looks really nice. And what's amazing about this is both sides look cool. So this is the right side of the stockinette. And when I flip it over, crochet is double-sided, so it doesn't matter. It looks really cool on the wrong side. I actually almost love, I love the wrong side more than the right side. I just love this transition right here. And picking up the stitches was super easy on the edge of the granny square because, you know, you've got the little chain across the top, so it was very fun. Super fun. So it's just like a little experimental bandana that I'm making. I want to see how the shape looks once I do it. I will do some kind of finishing around the edge here. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe an I-cord, or maybe I'll crochet something. It would be super cute. But this is really fun. So let me know in the comments if you would be interested in making something like this. I would love to release this as a pattern, but I'm not sure that people would be into mixing crochet and knit, though I think it's an opportunity to try it. It's so fun. So fun. Bye, Gerda. Thanks for joining. Enjoy your day at work. I will put this video on my YouTube so you can come and tune in and watch the end when you get home from work. But yeah, so this is what I've been working on here. Let me just knit a couple rows here. So I'm about to change colors. So I'm going to go from Hella to Floor Morganite now. So I'm going to swap in my other colors. So I've got my color A is Avoine, and I'm going to add in my color B, which is Floor Morganite. So If you tuned into my live, I talked about how I'm a little bit psycho and like all my ends to be the same. And now these are the two colors that I'm going to knit together now. No need to even tie the yarn once I start to color change and I'm marling. I just stick my needle in and knit. There we go. Well, it's really nice to meet all of you in the chat. Thank you for joining. I am experimenting with social media and trying to find my place. I feel a little disenchanted with the Instagram and how it's been managed, and I just really want to do things in a different way. And so I am very pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoy Threads. So if you are on Threads via Instagram, Facebook, I think I will be using that more. Also, I want to lean into using YouTube. I feel like that this is a much easier platform to navigate. People can get access to my content and, oh, wait, I'm actually doing this wrong. This is the wrong color. I should be using as if. Okay, I'm not paying attention. Should be using this color instead. So I'm just going to tink back. Anyways, so thanks for joining me here on YouTube. It's very fun. I want to see what happens once I post this to my feed to see if people see the video and engage. Maybe we could schedule different times for lives. Obviously, this is a good time for you, and I see where geographically where you guys are all tuning in from. We have a little bit in Europe, a little bit in like Asia, Australia, Alaska. That's kind of the same time zone. You're like 9 hours behind us. So, good morning, Shelly. Shelly says that she just got woken up by a 2-week-old baby. Oh, congratulations. And yes, they do that. My babies used to do that too. They're big now. Now I wake them up. They're 14 and 17. Oh, thanks, Jeanette. She liked the moonstone color. I love the moonstone color too. It's a good neutral. Very unique. All right, I'm tinking back so that I can use the right color here. I wasn't paying attention and picked up the wrong color. Go back and add in my as if. Okay, just easy. It didn't even knot in the floor morganite, so it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna wind it up, put it back in my basket. There we go. And this is the color that I want to use. Put that in my little yarn caddy here. And I'm just gonna grab my yarn. So these are the two colors that I am going to knit together. Marled. Very nice. All right, now we're on the right path. Hi, Michelle. Michelle says, hello. I am new at knitting and I just love all the colors you have. I'm really looking forward to Friday afternoon and have even set an alarm. That is right. Friday is the beginning of my birthday weekend celebration. Well, welcome to Knitting, Michelle, and welcome to the club. This is like a wonderful club full of amazing people who like to craft with their hands. Glad you're here. Yes, and so Michelle mentioned something happening on Friday. We have a big promotion happening this weekend, starting at 4 o'clock. So subscribe to our newsletter or tune in to Instagram. We are going to be offering 20% off the entire website. So that's everything, guys. There are a few things that are not in the promotion, like already discounted items, some of our digital products, classes, things like that. But all the important stuff, like the yarn, 20% off. So this is your time to come and grab some sweater quantities if you want, or maybe try a new kit. I hope to see you guys there. All right, so I'm doing my wrap and turns every three stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Doing German short row, so I'm going to pull this to the back, pull the yarn forward like that. It creates a kind of double stitch that's going to be absorbed when I come back and knit across this row. And now I'm going to purl back. Debbie, it is always 4 p.m. Paris time. So everything I do is based in my time zone, which is Paris, France. So if you type into a website called World Clock, or even in Google, you can say like, what time is it in Paris at 3 p.m. in New York? Google will respond that, give you the answer back. So Paris time, 3 p.m. UK time. That is right. That is right. Yes. We are based in Paris, France, and we do everything on Paris time. But the promotion will run for a few days. So, but stocks will run out. So definitely you can start shopping now. So what I recommend to clients is to shop now, create your account, put things in your basket, and then when the promotion comes and the code is activated, you just put the code in and then pull the trigger and you get what you want. But we do have limited quantities. I mean, we have a lot online because we always work up to this promotion every year. But there will be some colors that will sell out, and we will not be able to restock during the promotion. It's too complicated. There we go. So I'm just going to keep working these short rows until I have about 6 or 7 stitches left so that I can do the rounded tip of my bandana. Yes, Michelle. Michelle is asking, will your new color be on sale on Friday too? Absolutely. Everything is 20% off. So we're releasing a brand new color on Friday. And I'm very excited about this color. It is already been shown on Instagram. So if you want to have a look, go ahead and have a look. And we're doing a guessing game now to guess the name. So if you would like to take a guess, you could win a skein or this color on the base of your choice. So someone just asked, what are you making? I am working on a new design that's mixing crochet and knitting together. Right now I'm doing the short rows of the point of my bandana. I'm hoping that this is going to work out. This is just an experiment. It was an idea that I had while I was traveling in the US. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the shape is close to what I'm aiming for. It should work. It'll work. That's for sure. I just want to make sure that my maths were correct. So now I'm holding double Av1, and I'm going to knit about 8 rows of this section to break up each of the colors. This has like a, I don't even know what the vibe is on this. It's like neon 70s or something, neon 80s. I love it. Thank you. The new color is really fun. I'm very, very excited to release it. And I love the name that I picked for it too, because it's like one of my favorite words. So I can't wait to do the big reveal tomorrow. Okay. So here I am just pulling from the outside and the center, and it works just fine. Do you regularly go on YouTube? I did YouTube much more during the pandemic when we were home, when everyone was home. And then once things started opening up and I started traveling more, I had less time to dedicate to filming content for YouTube. But now that I'm wanting to be home more, I'm going to start dedicating more time to some kind of virtual events and going live on YouTube. I would love to go live on a regular basis if there is an interest for this. I could definitely work this into my schedule and go live at different times of the day so that people around the world can join us. But yes, I would love to go live more regularly on YouTube. Okay, we've just finished this row, and then I'm going to show you guys my knitting notebook. I've updated it, and a new swatch that I've made for a design that I would like to cast on. Shelly's asking, how many colors am I using right now? Let me get to the end of my row and I'll show you. So I've got my cute little yarn caddy here. These are all the colors that I'm using right now. Hella, As If, Anemone, Flor Morganite, LBA Yellow, and Av1 as my main color. Here's some other little granny squares that I made. Isn't that cute? Wouldn't this be like the cutest blanket? Like, I want a blanket made out of this. And it's just so lovely with the alpaca content from the Alix and the mix of the Felix. Really fun. And I just love these like marled little granny portions of the granny square. So fun. So yeah, very fun. I crocheted these together. So like I did all the centers and then went around and took the Av1 and I went around and crocheted everything together. Very fun, super satisfying, very nice. So yeah, these are all the colors that I'm using for this. This does not have a name yet, but I will find a name. Put all that back in here. All right, let's talk about this swatch that I just finished. So this is my knitting notebook. A lot of people ask about my knitting notebook and how I use my knitting notebook. And so I had one made for Bien Aimée. So this is our custom notebook that we sell on our website. It has a soft cover, so it's very flexible. So that's why I like this material, because you can keep extra things in here. So let me just take this out because this is email address of a friend. So yeah. So I usually put stickers on the outside of my notebook, but this has such a nice feel to it, and the LBA logo is embossed. So I'm not putting any stickers on the outside. I might put something on the back, but for now I'm filling stickers that I get along the way to the inside of my notebook. So the first couple pages are some little tips, like reminders of some techniques, a lot of techniques that we use on a regular basis. We have them in English and we have them in French as well. And then the pages are all, one side is dotted and the other side is graph, because I like to use both of these kinds of paper in a notebook, and I had not seen a notebook that has both of these in here like this, with the date, so you can write the date. So these are some designs. This has become more of a design notebook this year, and so this is a hat design that I'm working on, that I'm using in confetti yarn. And some swatching that I did. These are our little note cards that we have. So I have these inside of my notions pouch. And so when I want to take notes on the fly and I don't have my notebook with me, I can take notes and then tape it into my notebook afterwards. So this was a swatch, an Intarsia swatch that I made for a design that I like to work on a little bit later this year. Sketching out a sweater shape that I liked, that I saw at a store. We were doing the Lento Cal, and I cast on using our new Noir yarn in Twist Nouveau and Kumo. I mean, if I could express how soft this swatch is through the screen, it's very soft. And this is our new Noir yarn that we offer across many of our bases now. This is a little color swatch. So this is not a swatch that I did for Gauge. This was something, this is a project that I was gonna work on with Mayak to make a design using my yarn. So my yarn here in the mix is the Helix French Gray. And I've just gone through and marled Helix French Gray with this pink, dusty pink from Mayak, dusty pink by itself, and then the Shine from Mayak, marled with the dusty pink. I love how this is coming out here. This is Shine by itself, and then Shine marled with Helix French Gray, so that we can see how all the colors play together. And I would like to make a design using my yarn and yarn from Mayak. This is her baby yak. I'm holding it double, and it plays really well with Helix held double. I love this. So I keep that in my notebook. It's the perfect length just to be inside my notebook. I like to carry swatches for active ideas around with me in my notebook. So some other ideas, sometimes I get ideas and I like to reserve 2 pages for the ideas. So I have the side for notes and the side for drawing. Some other things that I've worked on here. Started writing the notes for a new bandana design that's going to be coming out soon. These are yarns that I have wound recently and that I'm swatching with. So I currently don't have my swatch yet of this Wandering Flock Icy Lavender. I write the instructions to the pattern. Sometimes if there's like difficult situations in the pattern, I like to take notes right away so I don't forget. I also like to use pencils. These are my favorite pencils to use. It's this Blackwing brand. Love it because you can get replaceable erasers, which I erase a lot. And I get this like pencil point. I bought this in Japan, but you can find these online and they're perfect just to keep your pencil all nice and neat. And I just keep it right in my notebook. Here's my notes, my beginning notes for my Granny Square bandana that I just showed you guys. And then last night I started mapping out the Granny Squares that I'm doing in Prism that I was showing you before, like this. So I have a new swatch to show you. This one, so fun. It uses 2 DK weight yarns held double. So this is Amy's Peach Sweater. It's hard to see with the light, it's very light. And this is the new Gris Éphémère that's going to be coming out next month. And what I've done is I've held the 2 strands together and knit on I have to go back and check. I took some notes on a little note card. I believe this is an 8mm needle to create this fabric. And I just am obsessed with the marl here. This real subtle marl. It almost looks iridescent. Love it. And these big holes. This sweater's called the Polka Dot Sweater by Midori Heroes. I think she's called Midori Hero. All I know is her designer name is Midori Heroes, and you can find her on Ravelry. Her Instagram is really inspiring, so if you follow her there, she knits a lot of amazing things. And I just love this. And so this is a sweater that I would like to work on this summer as well. I feel like it'll knit up really fast. So this is great. I followed the instructions for the gauge swatch from the pattern. The pattern is very, very detailed, and it has lots of great explanations. So I highly recommend sitting down with a cup of coffee and reading the pattern first before just casting on. Love it. So I love how this came out. I think it's going to be super cute. And now all I need to do is just measure it to make sure that my gauge is correct. And if it's not right, then I will do another swatch. But I will report back. Anyways, I think that this is the end of my live. I really appreciate everyone joining me today while I worked on my granny squares. in Prism. Here they are. Nice. And my little crochet bandana that I started a couple weeks ago when I was in the US. So we'll see how this all works out. But I'm really loving how this is coming out. It's very fun. So hopefully I will be back again for another live here on Instagram. I would love to hear your thoughts and my comments about anything that you saw here. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Oh, so Kyle. Okay. There's some like very weird comments happening in here. I feel like some of these people are not here for this content. So I'm not gonna respond to you, Kyle. But thank you for joining, all of you. It was really nice to see you. And yeah, I think I think it's time to log off because Kyle is misbehaving in the comments. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys on all the various social media channels that I'm in. But the best way to stay in touch with us is to subscribe to Bien Aimée's newsletter. So I'll see you soon. Bye.